Welcome back, people. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Prez, and with me always,
it's your boy Cash, aka Exec P. What's happening, good people?
Man, Cash, for the new people who ain't never heard of us, don't know what we're about, please enlighten them.
First off, who's never heard of us? We've been here for 2 years. You should have heard of us by now. But if you haven't, on the odd chance you have it, we about music, sports, entertainment, and culture. And unapologetically, we mean black culture. We welcome all. But that's what we know. That's what we love. Hip hop, R&B, movies, sports, whatever you call it. That's what we into. And we're going to give it to you from a nerd perspective, a real perspective, whatever perspective you can think of. You're going to get a hot take from Prez and I each and every week, Tuesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We one of the best podcasts out. Look at us visually. You see it shining. Look at his beard. It's shimmering. I see it. It's looking luxurious. What up, Prez? We out here, man. What's going on, man? Welcome to episode 127, man. Let's go, man.
127. Got a bunch of episodes. Like he said, we do a bunch of different things. We have interviews. We do end of the year wrap ups. We go and review. We got bonus episodes out there as well. We ain't even count those. Or we go back and review classics. And we have people on that help us through these from time to time. And one of our most frequent collaborators is back again for this episode. Want to welcome to the couch.
Hey man, so the beard, welcome to the life, bro.
He been had one since he was in the military. It just
that's true. He was finessing it, but now he can officially
I was definitely pushing those limits. I used to go fight my first sergeant all the time. I always used to come loaded. Well, you say it got to be neat and clean. I can't be halfway in between. It don't fit up with those. Bro.
They should just let that shit go. I don't understand.
They let everything else now. They putting parts in people's heads and all this stuff, man. So like, hey, yeah.
I even partook in it. I was looking like a young Thundercat out there, boy, but I couldn't do it, man. I look like a 1920 pimp. I was done with it, man. That's how I had the part on the side. My wife liked it though, so got me a little moose shoe one night. So
like
that's what's up.
Yeah, she like my little. If they would have gave me if they would have let me have the half moon, I have that in the haircut every single week. That's like my favorite part, man.
Run it down. What we're gonna be talking about today?
I mean, we got a lot on the docket, man. We got, as far as sports goes, we got Ben Simmons. You know, it's pretty much his teammates told him, "Yo, man, we want to get on this flight, come out and see you." He said, "Nah, I heard what you said. Don't bother." So we gonna talk about that. We got Kyrie Irving. You know, Andrew Wiggins. They're not getting the vaccination due to state law, but we'll get into our different perspectives on why we gonna attack it from a leadership standpoint, and wherever we go from there, we go from there. We got a few albums as far as you talking about on the music side of things that dropped. There was a lot of music that dropped. Larry June, D Smoke. Y'all help me out. Westside Gunn dropped Hitler Wears Hermes 8-part B side B. Sorry. What else am I missing, man?
Anthony Hamilton dropped.
Anthony Hamilton dropped. Yep. And then you just had Run the Jewels. They just did a deluxe.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really it as far as the pod for today, and whatever else we get into, stick around. All right, man. So first up, man, subject that was pretty hot and heavy on the chat. You know, the chat is normally lit when somebody say, "I'll wait to the pod to give my thoughts." you know, somebody got some shit to say when they say, "Wait to the pod," when they talk all the goddamn time on the chat. So with that said, man, the first thing I wanted to get into, man, is this Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins and just the states mandating that everybody be COVID tested, and how you guys feel about it from a leadership standpoint.
No, it's vaccinated.
Vaccinated. So
the law in New York and San Francisco is they have to be vaccinated.
Vaccinated. So a couple weeks ago, a little backstory. President and I had a little chat, and we had a difference of opinion about Cam Newton as a leader for the very same thing, amongst other things, as far as why he was let go from the New England Patriots. So I brought that back up and I said, do you think Kyrie's a bad leader? And this is why we're here today. Because Perez, I'll let you take it away.
Hell yeah, he's a bad leader. He's a bad leader, a bad player, bad teammate, bad friend. Like the dude that he hasn't been great on too many things. He known to make a stance, but is it the right time, right situation? I mean, Brooklyn struggled. They're struggling. They were struggling last year without him. You know, when they had him, they was on the move. They was doing right, and now he just comes and throws another wrench into the situation where I know KD just want to win a chip. I know they got Harden over there, like, and they built up their super team over there to make that drive. And it just seems like on every turn, Kyrie is there to make them pivot, go another direction, and just being stubborn about certain things. So fans are coming back in the stands. Everybody else wants to get back to normal. The laws are the laws, the rules are the rules. We all got to follow them. I mean, I understand this guy's getting paid a ton of money, but it got me asking myself, why? Why are we continually paying this guy money if he don't want to go out there and do what he's getting paid to do? And that is to entertain via sports for the fans. We got to come out there and pay our money for our people. Hold on, we got to go out there and pay our money. I want to go back, carry my kids and stuff to these, and I want the people that we're paying to see the high end players. And if he's gonna constantly be a bother, I don't think that he should just be able to sit on the sidelines, continue to collect that check. I think this should be an out for their contracts on both sides. And hey, you go about your business. If you don't feel like you should be out there or get vaccinated when all the rules are saying like this is what is gonna have to happen, then this league, this era or this time, it's not right for you with this job. Go find another fucking job like everybody else.
Iggy, your retort?
So you're intersecting arguments. That's what I have a problem with. Like, the law is the reason why they're making it mandatory. The NBA is not making the vaccination mandatory. So it has nothing to do with the job. Now, what they did with Andrew Wiggins with denying his religious exemption is obviously going to make him have to do it. But the NBA itself has not mandated the vaccine. So he's facing it based off of New York City law. So it has nothing to do with the NBA. So the leadership based around the NBA, that argument is not extinct because they're not making it mandatory. They're allowing you to be tested before I think it's before the game. Like, you gotta get tested before the game, but it's not mandatory. So his decision about the vaccine, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody in the Brooklyn organization that he didn't want to get the vaccine. There are a lot of Black people that don't trust this shit and don't want it, and a lot of athletes that have come. Lamar Jackson, every time they ask him, nah, I'm not telling y'all. LeBron, every time they ask him, I'm not telling y'all. Like, even if they get it, they're not promoting getting it because there's just a lot of history about pharmaceutical companies, and and stuff is not really lining up to be. It's a lot of things that keep changing around the vaccine, like, so it's hard to believe in it. On top of the fact that the law of New York, now you're mandating within the city limit that I have to get vaccinated. If he plays in Orlando, he plays in Miami, he plays in any other city, he can play. So why can I not play in the city that I am at home with, but I can go somewhere else? And like, if they traded Kyrie, say you saying get rid of the contract, they could easily just trade Kyrie. If he went to Philly for Ben Simmons, like Stephen A brought up, it wouldn't be an issue, right? Because he could go play in Philly. But he's in New York, a team that he was playing for before the mandate. Now, all of a sudden, the New York City saying, well, you can't play here unless you get the vaccine. I'm with Kyrie. I mean, way more to Brooklyn than that law. If they are willing to trade me or force me into retirement and give up the chance for a finals championship in Brooklyn, have at it. That's how I feel. Like, it's not the NBA.
Now you're intersecting arguments. You're intersecting arguments now. I get what you're saying on the vaccine. I totally get what you're saying on that. But that last little part, I'm not going to let slide up in there. When has Kyrie been in the final without LeBron?
Okay, yeah, but okay, is it pretty much?
You ain't gonna sneak that up in there. He ain't going no finals. He ain't automatically finals with Kyrie.
With the Nets, yes. Yeah, with the Nets, yeah. Listen, bro, the winning it, they may go without him, but they're not beating the Lakers without Kyrie. I promise you that. Why you think KD don't want him traded? If that's true, listen, Kyrie took 3 weeks off last year and didn't play just because he needed a mental space. You know why he was able to do that? Because KD got his back. That's why.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. He's in Brooklyn because of Kyrie. And KD and Kyrie, I'm honestly surprised. If KD got the shot, I'm honestly surprised because them two are really close. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people really realize that. And so, like, they're not going to, like, Kyrie has a lot more leverage in this situation, in my opinion, than people giving him credit for. If they trade him, or if they say, well, you got to get the vaccine, he say, well, I'm just not going to play, and Brooklyn sacrifices 41 games, that's frustrating. People are going to call him selfish. But I feel like you should be selfish when it comes to your body. If the city is telling you you have to do it, and I'm a $1 million athlete, I've saved up enough money, I don't have to play. Kyrie's already on the leverage of, I don't really want to play basketball anymore. He's probably playing strictly because he's playing with KD. If he was anywhere else, it's a highly likelihood that Kyrie wouldn't be playing basketball no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just where he at. So I just feel like he has a lot of leverage here. I'm not in agreement with the NBA play. The NBA is not making it mandatory. So his leadership shouldn't be in question because of the New York City laws making it mandatory within a large event. You're willing to sacrifice money and losing money as a franchise. Like Brooklyn Nets bringing in a good amount of money. Golden State is bringing in a lot of money to San Francisco. So you're willing to say, now San Francisco is different because Wiggins is not Kyrie. Like that's just the fact. They can trade Wiggins and get something back for him and it not be an issue. Yeah, so like it's not really the same. Kyrie is Kyrie. He's an elite level player. They're basing their team around having those three. Him, Harden, and KD. They're built around them three. If they pull him out, yes. Can Harden and KD lead the Nets to the finals and beat the Bucks and beat all these Eastern Conference teams that are on the upcome? Yeah, sure they can. But will they be able to beat the Lakers? Probably not. So, and their goal is to win a championship. That's what KD wants. He wants a ring. He don't want to just get there and lose.
I'll take it.
And you, hold on. Let me just throw that. I'm going to be real quick. You said KD, and you said you can't believe that KD would get the shot. But after his last
he may have gotten
No, I'm saying, with the last couple of interviews that he had, I have no doubt that KD, any obstacle in his way to get him on the court, he's going to do whatever it takes to be on that court. So if that's getting a shot, I mean, the man just said he ain't have no relationships. He ain't trying to think of nothing else but ball and being the best at ball. So go ahead, Cash.
Hey, listen, he may have. I'm going to say he didn't. I would be surprised, but I'm not. I mean, it's okay if he do. Listen, it's okay if I'm not trying to say it's not okay whatever anybody do. If that's what you do, fine. I have my beliefs about it. Kyrie has his beliefs about it. I think it comes into play when we talking about the New York City law versus the NBA and where he's at as a player. Like, he doesn't have to, like, the New York law shouldn't be effective. If the NBA is not making it mandatory, they're who paying me. The Brooklyn Nets is who's paying me, not New York City. I'm bringing money to New York City.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
that's where I'm at, Iggy. I'm on the side of he has the leverage. Like, we say this all the time. You are what you can negotiate in this instance. And really it's Brooklyn's play. What do you do based on him not wanting to get this shot? Do you forego those 41 games or do you keep on trying other methods, other litigation? Because the players union, they haven't signed anything saying that all the players will get the shot. Like, there's nothing in writing for that. So he's well within his right to do what he needs to do.
Say no.
So I'll take this from another standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, if us three were on the team, right? And I rock with y'all on the court, off the court. I know who you are. That's all that matters to me. The guys in that locker room, how they feel about me, what they're going to say about me, my leadership style, and all those different type of things. Like, if they feel like I'm doing what's best for me and my body, and that's what I'm going to stand on, then that's just what it is. It doesn't have anything to do with leadership, in my opinion. Now, I understand where Prez is coming from when you say, you know what I mean, everybody's safety is in question, and just to get the shot and kind of fall in line with what everybody else is doing to make this seamless and make this championship year really get off to a great start. But if we're gonna say for certain athletes like a Muhammad Ali or like a Colin Kaepernick, and you know where I'm going with this, if they got morals and they're gonna stand on it and we champion them for that, why wouldn't we champion Kyrie for standing on what he believes in, whether that's losing money, whether that's not playing, if that's how he feels, you got to do nothing but respect it. I don't think that's a leadership thing. I think that's just a personal decision thing. You know what I mean? So I don't want to come at his head for that from a leadership standpoint. You know, I just, as a teammate and as a man, I have to respect that decision, and it has nothing to do with leadership. It has everything to do with, I rock with you, dog. If I'm his teammate, this is if I'm his teammate. I rock with you, dog. That's how you feel, man. I wish, you was able to get on the court with us and we could rock out and win the championship together. But if you feel that strongly about it, I support you. That's what friends do. Like, we often look at these guys like cattle, like, get out there, fall in line, do what you got to do. But they're millionaires. So to your point, you say they're a millionaire. If we as fans paid money for this, paid money for that, all right, cool. That's cool. But if he's made enough money and he's going to stand on what he stands on, then that's cool.
That's what I'm saying. Get going. That's cool. I'm saying that. I'm saying if he's standing on this argument, if this is argument, he just need to just move on and not hold up everything and everybody's hopes and dreams. Like, you can't be all in if you're not all in. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, and they want to make a run for this, and everybody else in New York, they're having to fall in line with this, and this is what it takes. If that's, I want to go to the game. I don't want Kyrie give me a sub.
But not everybody is Kyrie though. He's made it to a point in his career where his decisions he makes can be different than the everyday man. That's just the facts. And he can protect he can say, no, I don't want to get it. Like, I made enough money. It's based around the New York City law, not about the NBA, not about the Brooklyn Nets. KD's not asking me to get it. None of my locker room are like making it seem like I'm a bad teammate. It's based around the law that New York City made. So no, like, I just feel like he can stand on his. Why is that getting? It shouldn't get in the way. That's the problem. If it feels like you're getting away, but it shouldn't, because you're affecting something. That's affecting something it shouldn't. You get what I'm saying? Like, the NBA should not be affected by that law, but it is.
Right, and this is one thing, one of a kind. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't something that everybody could foresee, plan for, think of some ways around it. Like, nobody's seen that coming in just these two states. You know what I mean? Think about if it expanded to more states where more of these teams playing. What kind of other players? I'm sure Kyrie isn't the only one. And I know, like, I think it's like 90%, the last number I saw out there, 90% or above of all players are vaccinated.
Does Cleveland have that mandate?
No. I'm just talking about vaccination.
Cleveland,
take your ass back to Cleveland, Kyrie. Yeah, you can go play with them. You want to play in New York, go get the damn shot.
I tell you right now, KD not putting up with that, man. He's not going to let them trade him with Cleveland. You serious?
Yeah, I think they'll take the 41. I think they'll take the 41 games until they're able to figure something out. I don't know whether it's religious reasons. I don't know why, or whether it's just, my body. I don't want to put that shot in my body, and I'm willing to do all the extra things as I go to each and every state to play, to be vaccinated, to be tested.
Why can't I do it here?
You know what I mean? Why can't I do it here? You know what I mean? Which, that's what Brooklyn and that's what the state of New York is still going through at this point. So this may be a moot point. This may be a moot point pretty soon.
Prez, they literally, listen to me. In New York City, they just halted the law and for making it mandatory in schools. They just halted the law. They were going to push it through, and they just halted it because people are still getting it with the vaccine. So it's getting to a point where now we're crossing
a different level. We're talking about a choice on where you want to work. Iggy,
but Brooklyn's in
no. Let's put it in regular terms. Like, so they started to pass all these different laws, and like that's a choice you make on where you want to work at. Like, you grew up in your hometown and they have laws that was agreeable to you or have the type of work that you want to do. You get your ass up and you move to where you want to go, and you can be happy and do what you want to do. This is that same situation. He's on a team. If he don't want to be there, if he don't want to fall in line,
but he can't made his money. He have to retire to just get out of the contract. Is what I'm saying, or they trade him.
And he might, and the team might be in a breach of a contract as well. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of legalities to go along with that. Like,
there is.
And like I said, this is
guaranteed contracts and everything.
This is a unique
circumstance.
This happened before. Like, he signed to Brooklyn before any of this. So you trying to hold him accountable or something that changed when he was already on the contract, like a drastic world change. This is affecting everybody. So, you know, how does that affect his leadership in the life? I don't know. I don't know how that affects. This is like, it should be a personal choice. Maybe he's selfish for what he's doing, but it should be. I feel like it's okay to be selfish when it comes to yourself, and you get to decide what you want to do with yourself and your body. Yes, I don't want that. I'm willing to test. If I can go to other states and do it and it's not a problem, then why is it a problem here? Just because I'm in New York. Like, if that's the case, either trade me or I will take my money and I'll see out my contract.
I think the Nets. Yeah, I feel you, Iggy. I think the Nets are doing a great thing right now, as far as the same way when Kyrie had to take them 3 weeks off that you were talking about last season.
I agree.
They ain't say shit. They didn't make it seem like it was an issue. They didn't do any of those things to where a team typically would be like, the star player wasn't on some shit, talking shit about the guy sitting out.
That's how Ben Simmons feel.
Now that's the transition. Let's get into the Ben Simmons thing. There's a difference. There's a difference between how these guys are being treated, and I think again it has everything to do with the play. The play. They know if they have Kyrie cooking in that Eastern Conference Finals, they're going to the finals, and they're probably going to win it with just Kyrie and KD. You know what I mean? So there's leverage there. But on Ben Simmons' side, I kind of got to say, I don't feel Ben Simmons for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't feel like there's any ownership being taken when we talk about Ben Simmons. There's no ownership in you, how you were under the rim, how you weren't taking a shot, how you're afraid to take shots. Like you're doing all that in pro-am games and practices and all this different type of shit. But when it comes time to the game, you crumbling. Like teams need to be able to, teammates and your coach need to be able to say, they can't, it's only so much they can say after a while when you're not performing under the bright lights.
Who coached him in the pro-ams that you're talking about?
He's just playing ball, regular ball, no coaching or whatever the case may be, where you just get out there and hoop.
So he can ball.
That's a different ball. He still can ball. That may not be the best place for him because they don't know how to handle it.
The coach that he got right now, and he was balling better a couple of years ago. He wasn't doing this. I know they had the injuries with him and Embiid out, and they were switching back and forth, but they was always, when these two are on the court together, like they should be a force. Let's go out and get us a coach that can do this. They go get Doc Rivers, and instead of bringing them close together and having them working together, they have divided. And it's based off stuff that it seems to me in the press conferences and everything, Doc Rivers didn't really have the confidence in Ben Simmons. So if I ain't got my coach who ain't got confidence in me, and if he's assigning me to do certain things and I follow through on it, and then he ain't taking ownership for it in a press conference, that's not a Ben Simmons issue. That's a coaching issue. I want the fuck out.
But the other thing, Prez, the other thing I'll say to that as far as the coaching issue is I have a coaching issue. You're right in terms of the X's and O's and how he's utilizing Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? You brought him here to be able to better utilize Ben Simmons and do what he does best and put him in the right spots. Has he done that, in my opinion, to the best of his ability? Absolutely not. Now, but when it comes to speaking fact in a press conference and saying exactly what you need to say, but not disrespecting him, I don't think that he disrespected him in that press.
That was disrespect.
How so?
Do you think he's living up to it? I don't know. I don't want to. Where's the confidence?
Listen.
There is no confidence. That's the fact. There's no confidence, bro. He hasn't shown it. So he has to earn that. You always have to earn your coach's respect to get playing time, correct? On any team.
But I think this is my thing. And this is why I feel Ben Simmons on this. Yes, he should have accountability.
Before you say that, Coach Popovich has done this to a lot of guys and gotten away with it.
Built to deal with Pop.
Doc Rivers ain't Pop.
He's won a
Doc
championship
Rivers
and he's
ain't
treated
Pop.
like one of the best coaches in the league. So we can make the
I'm
comparison.
trying to figure out why he did the same bullshit in the Clippers and now he's doing it over here in Philly.
Yeah,
he get fired for a reason.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
that's a fact, Press. That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Doc Rivers has a track record for. He's done it. He did it with the Clippers. He has a track record for this. You know what I'm saying? Blowing leads, like tripping in the playoffs, like not living up to the standard that he has set and brings. You know what I'm saying? So like to blame it on Ben, like they pretty much threw him under the bus after they lost this year, and him and Embiid, and now all of a sudden they want to fly out to LA and try to talk to him. It was like, nah, like y'all. You know, okay, yes, you could have told me that in the locker room. You could tell me these things in the locker room, but when you do it into the media, now you're giving all these storylines and narratives, and you putting it out there and making it seem like I was the reason why we lost. Yes, Ben Simmons should have shot the ball more, and he definitely blew some layups and blew some stuff he should have took care of. But he's not the Joel Embiid didn't play great. He didn't play great. Doc Rivers did not coach great. You know, so it's everybody. It wasn't just Ben Simmons. Y'all expecting Ben Simmons to be this scorer like he's never been that. So why is that the blame in the playoffs now when he's never been a guy that's going to attack the rim and get the ball in the basket? Like,
But Iggy,
job.
I get it, Iggy. But this man is, you can Giannis him. He can fully beat Giannis tries. That's the difference.
That's coaching.
That's the difference. Giannis at least isn't afraid to fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, at least try it and fail. And then we could be like, you know what? This ain't for you. You ain't getting better. But he's not trying. And that's my only point. Like, if you're coaching him and saying, dude, take the shot. You know what I'm saying? If you open, take the shot, we're going to live with it. I'm pretty sure everybody in that locker room has told him, yo, we're going to live with it if you miss, man. We're going to live with it. Just shoot it, though. If you open, shoot it. Draymond do the same thing. Draymond can't shoot for shit unless he hot. You know what I'm saying? But if he wide open, he gonna take the shot. They tell him to shoot it. They got the confidence in him. It's part of it is coaching. Part of it is his confidence and taking ownership and him not delivering. And the other part is keep your fucking mouth shut to the media. All of those things could be true.
I agree.
All of those three things could be true in my opinion.
Should have some accountability. I'm not saying he should not have accountability. You're absolutely right. He should just, this confidence thing, like, dog, you in the NBA, dog. And you are, not only that, they paying you multi-millions of dollars.
6'10", 250 plus. Come on, man. You're freight train.
Just shoot it, bro. Just shoot it. Just shoot the ball. It's okay. And listen, but his first couple of years, he had that little mini hook shot. He was getting to the rim more, getting to the basket. And that's just kind of like the past couple of years, it's just kind of falling apart. And you might be right. It might be leadership. It might not be, just losing confidence in him in the locker room. So he's losing confidence in it. I don't know. And maybe he just needs a change.
The past couple of years. That was your key word.
Yeah, Doc Rivers. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't know. Definitely last year I feel him though, because I feel like them throwing him under the bus did not help. That was not the time to do that. You know what I mean? Like, do it in the locker room, pull him into the coach's office. Hey, Ben, come holler at me after the game. And holler at him in the locker and just in the coach's office, like, and just hold him accountable in there, man to man. If you do it in the media, now it turns into something else. And now you got Rich Paul is in charge of Ben Simmons, and you know he didn't fuck with that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So he the one calling the shots. Real talk. It's not really Ben. This is Rich. So it's probably Ben too, but it's a little bit of both of them. So yeah.
It's like, so kind of staying there. Like you had something else, Prez?
No, I was just saying, yeah, he mentioned Rich Paul, and he's sitting in LA, and where does somebody needs somebody like that? LA, and who's Rich Paul? Oh, LeBron friend. That's all the inner working over there. But as a Laker fan, I approve of it.
And as an NBA fan, y'all motherfuckers don't need no more help. Y'all good. Y'all locked and loaded, ready to go.
It's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Y'all good. Y'all good, man. But let's stay there as far as just behind the scenes things that should stay in house. Of how you handle things between the two people, like that Karen Civil thing that came up with Joyner Lucas, man. Like, like bro, like I'm on both sides of the fence. I'm all over the place with this, man, because again, I don't know Karen's dealings. I don't know what Karen Civil even does. I feel like Karen Civil is like the Olivia Pope of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like
she's like a publicist. She like links like,
marketing. Yeah.
She like connect. Yeah.
Connect the dot connector.
Like yeah, she's a connect.
Consultant.
Yeah.
Consultant. Like when you ain't popping off, she can put you in those right rooms.
Which is easy to finesse guys. Cause like she could tell Joyner Lucas, hey, I'll do what I did for Nip to you. And she didn't.
What did you do for Nip? Well, look where he at. That's her resume right now. So yeah. Can I kick off like the controversial part? And I start off like where I think is like the ironic part of this, like when it comes to rappers and like the people who say they live that lifestyle. And stuff.
Yeah, set it off.
Because you got Guap Dad and you got all these other people that sit up there and talk about scamming and stuff like this. And then you sit there, you talk about hustling and you're slanging. And I know this ain't necessarily directly at Joyner Lucas because he's more of a storyteller and like he's nice with the pen on that portion. Like he can tell a vivid story on that. It ain't necessarily always got to be grounded in the streets. But I'm saying that's part of that little lifestyle that you kind of feel that's mixed in. And this comes to you as a business person owning, you being your own business, you're entrepreneur. You got to understand hiring purposes, practices and stuff like this. You got to understand who you allowing into your circle. And there are already millions and tons of just stuff that you can go to, people you can talk to about you. You're going to have some snakes. You're going to have some people that's going to try to take advantage of your situation. You got to be aware of that. And then it's going to, even if you do all your research, it still may wind up happening to you. It's a life lesson at that point. Did you persevere past it? Once you persevere past it, over and done with, you dragging it out and putting it all out there, it kind of takes me back to like pulls me away from that person a little bit. And it's just like, bro, what you whine about? Like, yeah, it's a bunch of people who then like, yeah, they didn't get 60,000 taken from them, but 60,000 was a lot for you. It was the last what you was on, but $50 may have been a lot what I was on. And I got taken by some little scammer or somebody that took me for $50 over here, got robbed, whatever. You know what I mean? Like those situations. I'm not going to constantly bring that up, though. Shit happened. I moved past it. I'm gone. Them constantly bringing up this Karen Civil and like trying to drag her through it. Either you're going to sue her in court or be done with it. Quit whining about it. That's my portion about it. Like, because everybody around you is talking about doing some type of dirt, or you're jumping on a song featuring honestly, somebody who's scamming and doing stuff.
Yeah, you're right. They should be suing, like instead of putting it through the media.
Yeah, because now you can get sued. Now you can get sued for defamation of character and messing with her business. Any of these blogs that pick it up, she can go after those blogs, so on and so forth.
It's a decision that you got to make.
Yeah, but the thing that you said, Prez, that struck me, and I ain't saying you necessarily feel this way, but why? Why do artists just need to get over this? Why is this like par for the course? Why is this something that to where when people get in these type of positions, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure we could take it as podcasters, artists, whatever creative space you in, you're going to get fucked over at some point coming up in the ladder. But why? You know what I'm saying? Why is that cool? Why is that okay?
It's Karen Civil. It's Puff Daddy. It's not none of them. It's the industry.
That's what I'm saying. Industry. But we in it.
It's the music
we in
leadership
positions. We in leadership positions, as in black folks who know about getting fucked over and know what it's like to fuck people over. Why do certain people like a Karen Civil, if this is true, I don't know if this is true at all, don't know the business. I heard them on, I forgot the name of the app.
Accusations. Yes.
Yeah, I heard the accusations. I forgot the name of that Clubhouse app. I heard the whole clip of the conversation. She didn't really show receipts. And I also get that Joyner should have asked for, and it's not a bill of statement, but it's just pretty much listing anything that Karen was doing, you know, for him. That's what he should have asked for before he just gave her the $60K and said, make me hot. You know what I mean? But that's the inexperience. Mm-hmm. That's the inexperience and everything. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things
that's an L on Joyner.
Right. That's absolutely an L if he didn't get any type of statement. You know, but don't take advantage of that. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, don't take advantage of it. If I know something, if I know better, I wouldn't do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to do it. You don't need to be that
way. But Karen Civil, his boy, or they close.
But that don't matter, Prez. Like that don't matter. Like whether we close or not shouldn't matter. If we in the same culture, do good business.
Not saying it's right.
Do good business.
How's it good? Not good. Like we don't know what she did that was wrong. Like how do we know if it was a good business? Was she earnest in everything that she was doing? It's a lot of stuff that's going to go in that industry, in the music industry. There's a lot of stuff that got to go up under the table. You got to grease a couple of wheels here and there. So who knows? Like if she could even show some of those receipts. You know what I mean? It got to be.
She said she could. She said she had invoices. She said she had invoices on the Clubhouse.
I paid the DJ under the table to spin your song.
We know that, but she said she had invoices.
But listen. She could have took his bread before she realized that I really can't do nothing with this nigga too. On top of that, and he never like Joyner's not. He's not really marketable, bro. Karen Civil's job is to help. Like, look who she's helped put on. She's helped YG. She's helped Nick. She has a credibility like with other artists that she's put on and helped. Now, I don't know about the legalities about that. That stuff that she says people saying she took money from Nick. I don't know. But
Cameron.
All I know is, Cameron. I know he got the accusations too. But I just feel like, you gotta have. But see, even with Cameron, like honestly, Prez is right. If it's a legality thing and you could show that she stole this money from you, you could sue her and get the money back. Because you're not able to do that, you got to run it through the media and defame her down because you made a bad business decision. Yes. Is she good for snaking and looking out and taking money? No. But there's a million of those in the record industry that's going to try to do that. Your job as an artist is to protect yourself. So, hey, I need to see what this 60K is doing. How is
from
it
the jump?
Back to me?
From the jump.
Don't wait till I got a J. Cole single the next week to put out invoices talking about, oh well, she owed me 60. She stole 60K from me, and now you got a song out of nowhere with J. Cole coming out next week.
All about the rollout. All about the rollout. All about the rollout, man. It's all about the rollout. Like
how do I get back in the media favor? How do I get on my media tour? Oh, they want to talk about this, and I got a song, man.
And I got the J. Cole feature, so that's what made it feel that's what made it feel disingenuous. Like as much as I felt for him, I was like, oh shit. Soon as I saw that play, I was like, you had to throw. Why did you have to throw Karen under the bus like that? Having a J. Cole feature was more than enough of a buzz. You didn't need nothing like that. And then you got your ass cleaned up on the record on top of that.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those things. Like I like Joyner as an artist. I don't listen to a lot of his stuff. I hear it when I hear it. I don't rush to it unless people
honestly you
give him props. But
Joyner, like you put his album that the one with the numbers. I forget the actual numbers on it, but like it was black, had like the numbers in gold.
The phone numbers on it. Yeah,
the phone number joint. Like that was first time I heard of Joyner. I remember you passed me that album. Like you had said, "Hey, listen at this." So you saying you don't listen at them, but you listen at enough to actually.
I get to it.
A good artist, like when it comes. Hey, you should probably listen at this. So check this out. So yeah.
Right. And it's all in passion. Like when so much music drops, I'm just saying I'm not like a big Joyner fan. Like if I catch it, I catch it. And if it sounds good, I'll pass it off to somebody that may like that type of stuff. I'm just not going to Joyner for music as soon as it drops. If I get to it, I get to it. So he's one of those
concert come to town, it's over $50, you ain't going.
It just depends. It just depends on what he got out. It really just depends on what he got out. Like some artists are hit or miss with me. Yeah, they hit or miss with me, man. And I'm not a fan of everybody. I'll give everybody a fair listen so I can make my own assumption when it comes to their music, but I won't say I'm invested into his career.
To wrap up what I was saying on there, unless you up here talking a bunch of positivity in your songs and you're doing nothing but putting people on and y'all have a friendly relationship, you can't have beefs that you done had. You can't have like the negativity in your lyrics. If you want to sit here and whine about something like that, you don't live down a straight and narrow type industry. That's not this industry that you in. So she was one that you ran in. I guarantee it won't be the last. that you're going to have accusations or you're going to accuse something of a bad business, learn from it, be more, have your antennas up, be watching a lot more for these situations. You may have to like triple check with everybody. Like if you trusted one person to say, and they vouch for, well, okay, next time I won't have 2 or 3 people vouch for this person before I hand them over a large sum of money.
I feel you. And the last point I'll make to that is sometimes everybody's situation is different with each other. You know what I'm saying? I may have a different encounter with Karen Civil than you do. You know what I'm saying? You may have a bad, I may pop, you may not. And the nature of the business that she does is everybody ain't gonna blow. You know what I mean? You just giving her the bread because you know she has the connections, but sometimes shit just on the line and you can't blame that on her. Now, is that on her to show? She should show what she did do with the money and what she kept for her work, you know, because she gets 10, 15, 20%, whatever her rate is. So, you know, you working with about $45,000. It's really not 60. You know what I mean? Like, so all of these things you need to know as an artist that go into it. You know what I mean? She could have put 15 on radio, 15 on this, or whatever the case may be. And Joyner, you need to know to direct her to where you want to put money on. If you got the radio on lock, then tell her to put money over here. You know what I mean? Like if it was about your business, then that should have been the first conversation that if I work with you, this is what I want.
Yeah, this is what I expect.
Yeah.
Which even as small as we are, we done had to have those type of conversations before, right, Cash?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
We went in there all wide eyed, like, oh, I don't know, just give me something.
Yeah.
And then
Me
comes
too.
back. It's not what we want. We were like, well, let me get more specific about it.
Yep. That's what you're looking at right here to this setup. Had to pay for the setup to somebody to do it. I didn't know how to do it at the time. You know, we wasn't as specific as we needed to be. They gave us something that met our expectations about 75%. The other 25, he was like, all right, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you live and you learn, you know what I mean? And you're going to figure it out from there. We'll eventually move to another screen and edit how we look and, you know, just to be able to jazz our show up until we're able to get, you know, in the same space again, you know, on a consistent basis. But you live and you learn who you deal with. We've paid different subscriptions, people, money and stuff like that. And just like, we don't even use this. Let me get out of this. You know what I mean? So it's just doing your research, man. And sometimes you don't have time for all that. And sometimes you don't even have the resources or you don't even know where to go to look that shit up. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got to account for the trial and error. And sometimes you got to take the L of you fucking up. You know what I mean? So in this instance, man, I just hope that if I see somebody that asks me how to podcast or whatever the case may be, I will point them in the right direction and have them skip all of the L's that I took. You know what I mean? If I was consulting, so to speak, you know what I mean? I just wouldn't take a fee and then act like, okay, you're under Don't Sleep Network, expect all the greatest things. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to be as honest and document a conversation, everything that we talked about, because I got to cover myself too. You know what I'm saying? Because some people just don't hear the same things that I'm saying. You know, I may have said it, but it's sometimes it's between me and you, and then it goes out to social media. So, you know, this should be a lesson learned for everybody. Karen got to cover herself in the future messing with cats on all levels, because this shit can happen and it will ruin your brand.
You got anything, Iggy?
Yeah, man. Nah, y'all pretty much said everything. I mean, like
industry rule 4080 has been preached for a while.
I said,
Tribe Called Quest. We hit right there. Industry people are shady, man. Come on.
You sure, man. All right, so y'all want to hop in?
Go
ahead.
I probably have to slide, fellas.
All right, then.
We'll go ahead and slide it.
All right. Well, appreciate you, Iggy, coming on, man. Giving us a bit of your time, man. So we will catch you on the end of year wrap up.
Oh yeah, let's go. Damn, that's coming up.
Yeah, man. We in the last quarter. Start getting your listens in now.
I'm breaking down the categories. I should have the categories that we're gonna do. I give myself a deadline of mid-October. We'll go ahead and break down all the different categories that we're going to do, because we're going to give everybody their due respect this year. Like I said, we're going to have the subgenres and everything that we're going to, You know, we ain't trying to put the street guys with the intellectual guys and grading them accordingly.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, then, Iggy, man. Be easy, be easy.
All right, y'all. Yes, sir.
All right, Cash. Want to go on over these albums?
Yeah, let's get into them.
First one I got up is D Smoke, War and Wonders. And Wonders. What is it?
War and Wonders.
War and Wonders. So initial thoughts on the album, man. For me, it was okay. Like I wasn't a fan of D. I'm not the hugest fan of D Smoke to jump off. Right? I'm just let you know like that right now. So I dabbled in this music before on the last album. I think you presented it to me. You said it was a nice little smooth mix of how he can intertwine in his Spanish in there, which I did. So coming off this album, the first part of the album was kind of like it had a vibe, and it was a smooth, slow type vibe. And, you know, I wanted something a little bit more to pick me up on a Friday, you know, going into the weekend. So that first little time I listened, I kind of went to another album, then came back to this, but then made it all the way through. And then I would say after the song he had with John Legend, do we have that track up? No?
Yeah, I got it up, man. The John with John Legend is called Stay True.
So right after the John Legend album, John Legend song was Say Go. I really like that Say Go song. Then when he was with Ty Dolla $ign, and when he was with Ty Dolla $ign, that was a good one. Yeah, just I think that's track 10 from 10 to 16 was a solid piece of work to me. The first little front half of that portion of the album, it was mediocre to me. I thought that was probably like a 2, and I would give that back half, it was picking up on like a 3.5 out of 5. So,
as for me with D Smoke, man, like I just feel like I gotta give it time. Of course, you know, if the first listen, it just really depends on how you go about listening to it. Like you said, you know, on a Friday, you wanted something to pick you up to get you through the end of your week. This probably ain't that album. This is more of a conceptual album, a well thought out album. Like you could tell that they put this together with a lot of thought and a lot of purpose. So I got to give him the time. You know what I'm saying? So again, like with an initial review on how we feel about it is always going to be one of those things to where, when did you catch the music? What mood you were in? So I happened to just be listening to it like maybe earlier today when I first woke up, got up, cleaned up around the house, came upstairs, turned on some 2K. I started listening to it. I see he has Marsha Ambrosius on there, John Legend. So I immediately kind of look forward to those songs, but they're spread out enough to where it made me listen to the album because I like to listen to it in order so that I can kind of get a good vibe. So I'm just listening to it, sipping on coffee, playing 2K, just chilling. And I had a good time listening to it, actually. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm cool with it. Or first listen, I highly would recommend it to anybody that's really into that moody type, vibey rap. You know what I mean? Like just, but on a lyrical level. So that's what you're gonna get from D Smoke. He, of course, he kind of slimmed down the intertwining the Spanish too, with English, which I was getting kind of tired of. And I know he can speak both languages really well, and I get it, but it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? It was unnecessary for me in the raps. It made him unique, but it's only so much you could do it before it gets corny. So he kind of stopped that a lot, and he kind of focused a lot more on just making the music in this instance. So so far so good. You know, I haven't gotten through it more than once. I just listened to it one time. I enjoyed it. Again, I like the John Legend features, Stay True. I also like the Marsha Ambrosius one at the end on Clockwork. And then he also had one with Toby and BJ, the Chicago Kid, called Find My Way. And then last but not least, I like Dirty Mercedes, man. Like Dirty Mercedes was one of the earlier ones, but I just think he was going off the whole entire album. It's just a good vibe. I would rock this on a trip. You know what I'm saying? Just rolling.
So when you say vibe, you it's not an up tempo type vibe. What type of vibe are you talking about?
I would just say like it's like something you would get from an R&B, like a Jill Scott or a Marsha Ambrosius, like those type of neo soul, but hip hop, like a Mos Def, like a Talib Kweli. This is in that lane. I'm not comparing him to those guys or ladies, but I'm just saying it's in that neo soul vibe with an updated Cali bounce from time to time. So he got a lot of different things intertwined into his style that makes it his own. You know what I mean? So I rocks with it so far. Hopefully I'm able to get back to it with so much music that came out this weekend and, you know, a crowded week. And I still got multiple things to catch up on, but just for you guys out there listening, this is a good one to check out if you're going to go check it out.
Yeah. So right off jump, I will give it 3 right now. It's not doing anything to get out of rotation. So it's going to be one of those that I come back and I check on. I reevaluate again a little bit later, listen to in a different type of atmosphere where I ain't like moving and running, where it's more of a laid back type of vibe. That's when I come back and revisit this. Maybe it's my Tuesday album and not my Friday album. You know what I mean? So
work a desk job, got your spreadsheets up, connecting the dots, boom, 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 got it playing in the background. This is actually, that's a perfect example of how I listen to my music at work. Like I'm doing a report, I'm writing something, I'm breaking some down, doing some research. This is that type of album for me. This is that type of album to where I'm gonna hear different things in it to where it's going to be either it's gonna rise up a level and make me listen to it more, or it's gonna be like, I can't get through this. This ain't getting me through this report, this review, or whatever I'm doing, you know, from a desk job type standpoint. So, but I rock with it so far. It's enough to bring me back. Yeah.
Okay. So that's D Smoke. What other albums did you listen to?
Man, I really got into the Hitler Wears Hermes 8 Part B or Side B, sorry, with Westside Gunn. Yo, I didn't think he could do it again with. I thought this was like gonna be a deluxe, but it's 20 new tracks, and it barely cracks an album. It's 2 minutes. 2 minutes. They doing 2 verses in and out. So before you like think it's super long, it's an hour. You know what I mean? It's an hour of your time, so it ain't a lot, and it ain't like.
But still, he had 20 songs just sitting for a side B.
Side B, man. And I think he had 10 to 12.
I peeped the track listing of this one. This one got like. This one don't have near about as many features as the regular.
It does. It has a bunch of features. They just didn't list them like Kanye did, like, you know, that you don't like.
See?
So he wanted you, again, this is one of them guys. Yeah, he wanted you to listen to the album and just feel it for what it was going to be. You here for Westside and for what he curates. At the same time, you never know who's gonna pop up, and I enjoy that, Prez. It's like a movie, man, that I've never seen, man. So, and that's kind of how he scores these albums. Like these albums are real movie-esque. Like as you listen to it, and then cats is popping up, Benny, Conway with hard ass verses when you least expect it, or when you think it. Oh, you know who would sound good on this, and the next thing you know, Mac Homie. Shout out to Mac Homie, one of the albums of the year for sure. He pops in. Then you got Stove God Cooks coming on I think it's not 97 Averex or 99 Averex. You know what I mean? That's taking me in the fields, man. Like having that Averex back in the day. If you from the Midwest down to the East Coast, I know you Southerners and cats on the West Coast, y'all ain't wear jackets. You know them heavy jackets in the wintertime. It didn't get that cold. But for us on the East Coast and the Midwest, yo, man, they was doing some dope shit on this, man. Survivor Series 95. They got a joint called Oast Attack with Stove Cooks goes off. Your man, the dude that did the album with Jay-Z, what's his name again?
Jay Electronica.
Yeah, him. Jay Electronica.
The disrespect.
Your man may have verse of the year. Your man may have a verse of the year.
This is what now we see both sides. I like that we have this little view right now because I told you, like I seen that it was a side B. This is side B. I'm like, okay, it's releasing right after this. I don't even must know if it's gonna be truly like it's one of the ones I can jump to. Side B, you know what I mean? That's like the deeper cuts, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna push it to the other albums that I think needs to be listened to. And then the fact that I looked at the track listing and I didn't see it with no features and it's all West Side. And I done talked 100 times about like I can take West Side in doses. So me going into this, looking at this album, I was just like, I know I'm gonna get to it, but I'm not pushing it up to my list and I'm not about to rush out to get to it. Because for one thing, he's a side B, and the other thing that is all West Side. And I know my temperament for that type of music, I'm gonna have to split it up to 3 or 4 songs and do it that way. And look, lo and behold, it got all these features. He could have had me listening to it from day one, right off the jump. It's the way you present things. Kanye can present things one way, everybody else got to present it another way. I didn't like the way Kanye presented it, by the way, neither. Like, I like to know who's on the album and I can jump to songs. Because if Jay Electronica was on that, yeah, I'm definitely going to listen to that song first.
But it's all in what you into, right, Prez? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all in what you into. So if you're a fan of Westside and you come just for good music, then, you're going to get the features, and you almost know he's not going 20 tracks without a feature. Like, he was talking about it on his IG, on Twitter or whatever. So, like, if you're like a fan and you could tolerate Westside and you actually rock with him, then it wasn't going to be 20 joints and you wasn't looking at the track listing. So for me, I was all in terms of I don't care whether he did a whole album by itself. He's never done a whole album by itself. You know what I mean? Like, I've been with him since like forever now. You know what I'm saying? It seems like at least 5-6 years of listening to his music, and as they build, Westside solo projects are never Westside solo projects. You know what I mean? And he ain't known for rapping, so he's going to bring a lot of guys in. But ironically, as I say, he's not known for rapping on this project, Press. He's rapping. He's rapping pretty well. Pretty well on this one. So for it to be 20 songs, 2 verses a piece, skits intertwined in here, like, I like what I'm hearing. And I spent the most time on this the whole entire weekend. Second in line would be that Larry June and Cardo project. Like, so, those were my joints, man. But I highly recommend, one of side A or side B is gonna be up there in a lot of people's albums of the year. Like, you can't go. That's hard to do, bro. Like, he dropped 32 songs, I believe, at least 30 songs in a span of a month. And I'm going to tell you, they're both hard ass projects. That's a difficult task. And now he's calling it a double album. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, like, this is one of the hardest. Like, people don't give him his credit and give him his flowers. I got to give him his flowers. There's not a lot of artists today that can keep my attention for that long. You know what I'm saying? So I rock with it, man. I rock
Chris
with
Brown.
it.
We talked about this about a year and a half ago.
He one of them ones too. Yep.
Yeah, no, I was saying, like, I said, Chris Brown don't know what he done did dropping these 30 song albums. Like, this is going to be ridiculous. So everybody's going to repeat it, and it's going to be, that's too much music. That's too much. I can't keep up.
But now it's the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like that artist, more power to you. You know, I know NBA YoungBoy. Me and my son, he had a party to go to. Me and my son was listening to NBA YoungBoy on the way there, and he asked me, to get the aux cord so he could listen to it on the way back. And I'm like, yo, I don't know how he has a cult following like this, but the music, I don't like it per se. Like, it ain't for me. I'm not gonna ride around listening to it, but I can see why the kids love it. Like, you know what I mean? It's right up their alley. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the things that they like with the little babies and stuff like that. I just don't particularly like him because I just think that he can't rap at all. Like, the bare minimum for me. To me, the bare minimum, you got to be able to say some shit, some rap shit. And if you ain't doing that, then all the street shit, I could take it in doses. I love street shit, but if it ain't clever, I'm not really rocking with it. But I say that to say this.
You spoke on the Larry June.
We didn't speak on the Larry June. Let's get to the Larry June.
You mentioned Larry June. You mentioned Larry June. You said that was the other one that you listened to.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up right. I thought I had it up. My bad. Into the Late Night, Larry June and Cardo. Man, this is a quick 7 joints. 6-7 joints. And they get right to it, man. These dudes don't miss a beat. They do not miss a beat. Like, I know some people don't like Larry June just based on the way he raps and his, my brother said he sounded like a 1980s rapper with updated beats. That's just very highly disrespectful. Highly disrespectful, Hassan. You're highly disrespectful. Don't do that to Larry June, man. But yeah, I rocks with it. I rocks with it, man. I need, like I said, and I've said on this pod millions of times, is I need different vibes. I need different bops. I don't need the same thing from everybody else. You know what I mean? So I like what he does. I like I love Cardo's beats for since I can remember, since he's been working with Wiz Khalifa and Currency. I've always loved his beats and Johnny Giuliano and them type of guys, man. I like how they do their thing. So if you bring a certain type of style and flair to the raps and bravado, then I'm with it. And that's what Larry June did on this one, man. So the whole 7 joints rock. But for me, I like Bigger Risk and Don't Try It. So those are the 2 that stand out immediately after listening to it. And then again, there's 7 songs. So I probably heard it like 2-3 times at this point because I was riding to it. Yeah, you can get to your destination.
And that's what it is to me. It's more just like riding music. Like I just got off work. Maybe I'm going for a ride somewhere. I would equate it back to the younger days, going to meet a girl or something like this. I'm riding just something just to chill, just keep me mellowed out. Like this is it right there.
Right. But in old dude terms, you hitting your Walmart run, then you over here heading, to the insurance company, because you got to take care of that. And then next thing you know, you have Verizon because wifey phone ain't working, but then you hit the crib. You know what I'm saying? So that's your plays. Yeah. That's your plays you're making, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And that's and it kept it all the way through. Like it didn't try to jump around nowhere else. It didn't give you no party song. It
just in the pocket.
That single vibe up in there. And then like I said, if you just running errands or doing something on them, it's a nice one to chill, relax yourself out to. So definitely like this Larry June one. He keeps coming with him. And like the way he does his little EPs and everything, it doesn't get tired. It hasn't got tiring to me.
Nope.
Yet. He don't make it long enough where you're saying like, okay, that's enough Larry June.
Nah. And he also has a feature on the Westside Gunn joint too as well, where he went off. So he can do other things. So I was excited when I heard him on that the type of production that you're typically gonna hear on a Westside project.
Was it on?
I forget what project it was. I forget.
Yeah, because you don't know because he don't list it out. If he lists it out, we all know.
Man, it'll be, with them, man, it always comes up. Westside does this a lot. So like if you listen to him, he won't list them initially, and then like a couple days later, then you'll see all of the collaborators and stuff like that. So soon enough he will, man. But again, man, a lot of cats on there. Jay-Z's sidekick is on there. Jay Electronica. You got, Larry June on there. You got Rome Streets. Who else? Benny and Conway on there, of course. Liz. Like it's a lot of people on there, man. Like his camp, you know what I mean? So Stove God. So check it out. Larry June, Cardo as well. Check those out. D Smoke. We gave you like 3 different vibes.
There's one more that I'm gonna lightly mention. It was Run the Jews for the deluxe one. Like
you do deluxe.
They dropped that. When this came out, I like I said, I was listening to D Smoke and I was like, man, I want like a more up tempo type. Let me put on the Run the Jews. I know they'll give me that little hard.
Fuck the establishment vibe.
Yeah. I was leaving work, man. That's the way I was feeling on a Friday. So
fuck this job. I'm out of here.
So yeah, I go listen to that one, man, and it's a remixes, different type of. They let DJs go on there and give a different type of production in the background on a couple of these songs. They invited some artists on to throw their little spill on that. Lil Wayne had a remix verse on here.
How you feel about the Wayne verse?
But it is what it is. It's Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne did what Lil Wayne does, but it's nothing new, nothing spectacular, nothing that I'm going to come out saying this is verse of the year. No, it's not that. Did he flow on the song? Yes. But it's what we've been getting from Wayne for years. He hasn't slacked up, but it wasn't a standout one. It wasn't one like the one I equated to, the ones that like truly like stands out to me when Wayne does a verse, and I'm gonna give him credit for. I'm not gonna jump on like everything. What was the DJ Drama one? The intro on that one.
That's a long time ago, Prez.
I'm saying Wayne. But that's what I'm saying. Like those are like when he does something different, truly outstanding, and it hits. Like
I'm sending you a playlist. Like I'm sending you a playlist because you are sleeping on just in 2021. Just in 2021, Wayne Listen, man, people ain't giving him credit. Wayne been. I'm gonna send you 10 joints. 10 joints that you can't deny. And then we'll talk about Wayne's run on episode 128. We'll come back with Wayne's run on 120. I'm gonna try to keep it to 10 because I know your attention span, because you don't like long stuff no more because you changed.
No.
You changed.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give you 10.
The music industry changed me. Like
the music
the way they start, yeah, like the way they got me listening. They don't give CDs no more, so I ain't gotta pop it in and listen all the way through. It's hey, give me these little EPs, and I can get through 2 or 3 of these in like a day. Like I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it. And it's more curated, and it's just quick hits, and I like that. But what I'm saying with Run the Jewels, there's a bunch of those remixes and stuff on here. So and it was only their hits. And then they came back with some instrumentals at the end, just so if you just want to just have that playing. So it was a little bit different than a regular deluxe, like where they have every song and throw on 4 or 5 new songs. No, this was just like, hey, here go the 4 or 5 hits the surefire hits that we had. We had some remixes of this. We got some DJs that give us some different type of beats in the background on it. And so here go your 5 with the new artist. Here go your 5 with the new DJ. And here go the instrumental. Just throw out there. There you go.
Okay.
So it was different.
So those 4 albums, go get them. D Smoke. Who else we talk about? Westside Gunn, new project. Larry June. Go get them, man. Go get them. They did some dope projects in their own right. Run the Jewels, the Deluxe edition. So check those out. I had a couple more people. I don't want to talk about it, but I just want to let people know that the stuff came out. And, it's just stuff for you guys to go check out. And, if you rock with
it. On the R&B, Anthony Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah. So that's one of the ones I was going to talk about. So you got, Untreated Trauma with Mozzie or whatever. So we may have to do something on that Mozzie because I think that one deserves its own, legit breakdown.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
We ain't talk about it?
No, we ain't talk about it. And we had the podcast with JR, so we ain't have a chance to because it came out that same week. Yeah, so we come back and do the Untreated Trauma at some point. And then Anthony Hamilton, Love is the New Black, Tim's, If Orange Was a Place. So she capitalized off her, feature with Drake's album. So you check that out. Cy Arita Kid, A Lonely But Not Lonely. And last but not least, 7th Streeter, Drunken Words, Sober Thoughts. So that's on the R&B tip on stuff we didn't talk about. I'm still consuming the Anthony Hamilton, so I'll be listening to that, I'm sure, all week. And still trying to get to the 7th Streeter or through the whole 7th Streeter. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So, but yeah.
I'm about to go watch this Raiders game. I may actually listen to that Darren Waller new album that he had come out a couple of weeks ago.
All right, man. That's it. That's the end of this podcast. I'm Cash, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast team. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is episode 127. Make sure you double back and check out our interview from last week. JR, go check out our I Am God, Numbs. We have a lot of dope artists that we haven't mentioned, but go check it out, man. It's some dope music out there for you guys, indie artists and folks that are on the mainstream path that have a buzz already. So we give you a little bit of both here on Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. Check out Don't Sleep on the Eagles. And if you want to, you can check out Don't Sleep on the Raiders if you want to. Yeah. But hey, it is what
Raiders coming back. we need that victory. I need to keep that hype up,
Yeah. So go get to your trap game, man. Go get to your trap game. As if y'all good enough to have a trap game. Man, I caught that early. I wanted to say it, but I ain't want to derail it. But hey, man, good luck, man. Hopefully, y'all deserve 3-0, man. Y'all a lot better than the Dolphins. But I know somehow, some way, I think y'all gonna find a way to mess it up. But I don't mean to send you off with bad energy, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, hater. All right, man.
I'll holler at you, man. Have a good week, bro.